And
No,
so my question to you is, show me a Florida statute that says that this is the law in the state of Florida. You're asking me to put in here is not unlawful activity. And under Florida law, you can argue that to the jury in the closing argument.
Judge, Detective Serino said so in his testimony. Any law enforcement officer...
Well, as far as I know, I don't think that he drafted any of the legislation.
Mr. Manti didn't say it was illegal to follow someone. He can't cite you. You know, criminal statutes are pretty precise. They're designed to put people on notice what's illegal and what isn't. So if it's illegal to follow somebody, to tell the police where they're going, there better be a law against it. Otherwise, you can't say it's illegal to do that.
Repeating your argument. I've heard the argument from both sides. I am not giving that instruction.
We submit that's an integral part of our theory of defense, and the court commits error by not instructing the law, this jury properly on the law.
I understand. I've already ruled, and you continually disagree with this court every time I make a ruling. I have provided you on 3 separate occasions with the court's professional conduct in the courtroom, and included in that is do not continue to argue with the court after we've ruled. If I have made a mistake in this case, you will appeal. If there is a conviction, it will get appealed to a higher court, and they can review it to determine whether or not I made a mistake. This is my ruling on this issue. You are free to communicate that to the jury in your closing argument. I am not instructing them on that. Moving on to the next.
I'm not disagreeing. I would like, though, to move in limine at this time with regard to Mr. Della Rionda or Mr. Guy or Mr. Manti's anticipated closing argument to ask the court to order them not to suggest to the jury that following somebody on foot.
Do you want me to get into getting a predetermined transcript of what each side intends to argue at closing argument and go through it and say what can and cannot be argued?
No,
they're free to argue that.
No, ma'am, just this, that it would be an improper argument of the law if the state were allowed to suggest to this jury that it is unlawful for someone to follow another individual by car or on foot. And for the state to be allowed to make that argument would mislead the jury as to the law and would allow the jury to make a decision based upon an improper legal premise, because the state can't make that argument legally, and I'm moving in limine now for the court to preclude that specific argument, and I understand the court's ruling as to the instruction.
Okay, your motion in limine is denied. The next portion